Red alert, red alert, red alert. Trump was trapped by Esquire Roberts on Inauguration Day, 20 January 2025. And this is Ritluski Robert Allen, DOD ID number 12112800006. And if you have any way to get me in contact with somebody to tell, hey, Trump, you were trapped by Esquire Roberts, well, you'd be doing the United States a hell of a favor. I don't care if it's a commissioned officer, sir. We need to go tell Trump what's going on and fix it because he was trapped by an Esquire. So let's get into this. Of course, you already know I'm already known as Rob Ryder. Find me on X or YouTube with Rob Ryder with 3 B's and Rumble with Rob Ryder with 2 B's. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Give me just a second here. So earlier I'm watching Steve Bannon and his comrades there. And this is after the inauguration. And they bring up the fact that Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible. And in fact, the Bible wasn't there. And Melania wasn't there. And it's like the whole thing was rushed. And so they're asking themselves, well, will there be a do-over? And there has to be. Because the oath that Trump was given isn't the oath that's in the Constitution. It's had things added to it, which I've brought this up numerous times before, but hey, it's got to be done again now, and now there's some attention on it. So if somebody can let Steve Bannon know that I've already told him this. So what I did is I went to my site on X, and I wrote the thing about Red Alert, Trump was trapped by an Esquire Roberts, which I'm going to read in a second, but I also sent that to Steve Bannon at his site here. So somebody tell these people, hey, you want the answer? I got it. Right? It's right here. This is what's going on. So give me a second here and let me just read this to you, and I'll show you a few documents to prove my point. And if somehow we can please let Commander-in-Chief Trump know, because he really can't be the Commander-in-Chief until he takes the oath that's in the second article of the Constitution, exactly as it's written. Nothing added, nothing subtracted. And let me tell you why. So, red alert. Trump was trapped by Esquire Roberts. An Esquire, in person as Chief Justice of the United States, trapped Donald John Trump by his maladministration of the presidential oath of office, rendering the ceremony legally insufficient to satisfy the Constitution of the United States, which is all this is about. If it isn't done right, then he didn't satisfy the Constitution, people. Let's just do it right. It's a real short thing. Trump needed to recite the oath exactly as written in the Constitution. And this is how it is. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Period. Instead, he was instructed by the Esquire to add his name, Donald John Trump. So he said, I, Donald John Trump, at the beginning, along with the unconstitutional religious test, so help me God, at the end. The presidential oath, as written in Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States, make no allowance for the addition of a name or the religious test, so help me God. Article 6 specifically makes religious tests unconstitutional. But no other religious test shall ever be required. But no religious test shall be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. That's pretty fucking simple. Donald John Trump must have a do-over oath exactly as written in the Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States. And I'm talking about in Appendix 1, the Manual Court Martials, that one. Do it just like that one does. Administered by a commissioned officer authorized under the UCMJ, which is in Appendix 2, to figure out who that is, to administer the oath. Roberts isn't qualified. So, hey, I even put a link. You want to go see what I'm talking about? There it is. I'll take you to the secured manual for court martials that the United States Marine Corps is responsible for. You can go read the appendixes yourself. Esquire John Glover Roberts did not execute the oath required of a judicial officer of the United States to satisfy Article 6 of the Constitution of the United States. He didn't, people. Esquire Roberts is an imposter and unqualified to administer any oath in the United States. The specific wording of the required oath of a judicial officer of the United States and others, as we'll see, that's everybody in the 6th article, was mandated in the first act of Congress signed into law after the ratification of the Constitution of the United States by President Washington on 01, that'd be June 1st, 1789, and then recorded in the statutes at large as 1 Stat 23. And the name of the act is an act to regulate time and manner of administering certain oaths, which I've shown numerous times, so we're going to look at the pertinent parts again, but you can get your own copy. It can also be proved that no individual claiming a class of office identified in Article 6 of the Constitution of the United States has executed and officially recorded the oath in 1 Stat 23 by simply requiring that those now claiming the office mentioned in the 6th article provide proof of execution, because as we'll see, the act makes the person taking it responsible for having proof that they took it. They can't give you the proof, they didn't take it. They're not holding the office. They're a usurper. Call in the army. As mandated by the said article, this is what it says, right? So these are all the people I'm talking about. Senators, representatives before mentioned, members of several state legislatures, and all all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States, that'd be Chief Justice Roberts, and the several states, well, that'd be your governor, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required, qualification, any office, public trust under the United States. So there isn't anybody in that group that's ever taken the oath that I'm going to show you now, which is in 1 Stat 23, which is the very first law passed, or act passed into law, signed into law, by, or after the ratification of the Constitution. George Washington, on June 1st, 1789, they said, that the oath or affirmation required by the 6th article of the Constitution, all them folks we just looked at, of the United States, shall be administered in the following form, to wit, I, A, B, well, that's where you put your name in, that's what that's supposed to signify, do solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. There's no so help me God, there's nothing else, but there is a place to put your name in, which there is not. Now, when we go and look at the oath that the president takes, this is from the Senate's website. Hang on here. Right? I do solemnly swear. There's no place to put a name in. There's no so help me God on there. But when you listen to what happened today, well, you're going to hear I, Donald John Trump, and all them words, and then so help me God. Unconstitutional, sir. Got to do it over. It's a do-over. You're a no-go. Please do it over. So that's that on that, and that's how simple it would be to fix the problem. But one other very interesting thing pointed out here, here's an example, right? Here the flag is at full staff at the Capitol. And they made the point to say that in that whole area there, there's only one building where the flag was at half staff. And that was at the Supreme Court, which is where Chief Justice wannabe, or fictitious Chief Justice Roberts came from. So, so why would that be? Well, because, separation of branches of government. But the other interesting thing that I had never pointed out before, I don't think, is that if you go look at the Supreme Court rules, right, which you can get online from their website, and go to Rule 45, Rule 45 says that all process of this court issues in the name of the President of the United States. Isn't that interesting? That they issue orders, because that's what process is, right? The end of the process is to get a freaking order issued. So they issue orders in the name of the President of the United States. Well, what would give them the authority to do that? And the answer to that is, well, the President of the United States. So Donald John Trump, when you get into office, you take your oath proper, you need to order the Supreme Court to do whatever it is you're asking them to do that you want done. And unless it's unconstitutional, they have to issue the order. And now you got two branches of government that agree. You can bypass the legislation completely because none of the people took the proper oath of office. And neither did the people at the court, but you're still over them because you're going to be the President of the United States. Right? They're just like when you are properly the President of the United States and the Commander-in-Chief, they are then all under you because they're all in offices with a gold fringe flag at a time of war. And, You're the big kahuna. But without that, they just, pretend that you are. That's why Milley did what he did, because you're really not the president, because you didn't take the proper oath of office. And neither did Biden. It's been going on this way since the Civil War. The Civil War has never ended. I don't want to get into all that right now, but this is all that's important for today. Somebody please tell Trump that he was trapped by Esquire Roberts, and he can easily overcome the entrapment by getting a commissioned officer who's authorized under the UCMJ to administer oaths. So go look at the UCMJ. It'll tell you who they are. Like a JAG officer, that's what we're talking about. And have them administer the oath just the way it's written in the Constitution. And the United States would be a much happier place as soon as you do that, sir. Salute the flag and carry on. Okay, y'all have a great day. Somebody please let them know and tell me that you did. See ya.